The federal government late last year promised to finally remove subsidy on the importation of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, effective June 2022. In reaching that decision, government said that it took into consideration that Nigeria spends not less than 120 billion naira monthly to import the commodity. The reckoning of the Nigeria Labour Congress, however, this timeline is simply not sustainable, as according to it, adequate safety net has not been provided by the federal government to shield the citizens from the likely adverse economic effects of such withdrawal. With the inevitable government-Labour standoff on this matter, what can be the way out? We'll now try to get a professional perspective on this by speaking with Dan Kunle, a policy analyst with strong background in oil and gas, economy and financial sector. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Tokumbo.
Okay, so let's quickly...
Compliment of the season.
Yes, compliments of the season. Thank you very much indeed. So let's quickly get your take regarding, your initial thoughts.
Yeah, how are you? You are doing a very good job there.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. This issue of subsidy or no subsidy on petroleum, particularly PMS, what you call petrol, because diesel is out of it, cooking gas is out of it, LPG. It's a big cancer that this country has been carrying since 1973, when Petroleum Equalization Fund was established by General Gowon to balance the price of petrol from Lagos to Maiduguri or Sokoto or any part of Nigeria for that matter. Now, President Muhammad Buhari is at a very critical junction in his political career because he was one of the most privileged Nigerians to have had the opportunity as a Federal Commissioner of Petroleum 1976, thereabout to 79, and then he became military president 1983, December 31st, and thereafter he's now our president, a civilian president, democratically elected, and yet this issue is still hanging. So I think it's just time for him to make history, very positive history. He should engage the Nigerian Labour Congress directly. Directly, he's the Minister of Petroleum, he's the President and Commander-in-Chief, and he has the popular base when he was elected 7 years ago. 7 years ago, President Buhari did not believe there was anything called subsidy because the propaganda then was that the level of wastages and recklessness in the Jonathan administration was what was adding up to be called subsidy. But he has come, he has spent 6.5 years now, and he has seen clearly, he has now realized that there is definitely a subsidy regime that has become unbearable for a country that exports crude oil and use her revenue income from that export to subsidize the import. It's just not, if you trace the history of capitalism, that is just, that does not make economic sense. Yeah, you can see what has happened in Venezuela yourself. So I think he has to engage. He has to engage the labor directly. He's the Minister of Petroleum. He should engage them directly, bring the technical team on the table. They should show the justification why this cancer has to be cut now. And the laborers should be made to be properly informed because they will bring their own argument to say they want to protect the workers, they want to protect. That's the argument we have had. And that argument does not hold water anywhere in the world. I would like to ask the labor. I sympathize with them in any case because they are doing their own job, but I was part of what happened during when Adam Osimele, who eventually ride on the same vehicle to become governor, when he was also all over the place in this country when Obasanjo said he wanted to remove subsidy. They stopped it. So I think President Buhari should not cave in this time around. He should just let the cancer be caused. Yeah. Because if in 3-4 years' time, electric vehicles start coming to this country, are you going to subsidize the charging point for electric vehicles?
We certainly,
I'm not saying it's not doable, but yeah. So,
Mr. Kunle, for the sake of time, we know back in 2012 during the Jonathan administration, subsidy was removed, or they tried to remove it, to catastrophic results. We know that there were protests all over the country. And earlier on in the program, in our intro, we talked about how a lot of people are upset with the fact that there isn't enough cushion for the hardness and the hardships that Nigerians will face once fuel subsidies are removed next year. We all know it's very important for the economy of the nation, but it seems like there's going to be a bit of a confusion, as 5,000 naira is supposed to be given to, I think, 40 million Nigerians. I want you to help us reconcile how we will be able to move on, because obviously this subsidy will be taken off. But in light of the protests, in light of people saying things, the government has not given enough of a cushioning for the removal of these subsidies, what can be done? What can we expect?
Let me tell you, the disequilibrium of life is a natural phenomenon. You can't sustain this common sense arithmetic. You import petrol at maybe 50 cents, and you are selling it at 30 cents. Simple arithmetic. It's not sustainable. If you want to subsidize 40 million Nigeria, even ask a basic question. How do you choose the 40 million? How do you choose the 40 million you want to subsidize? How? Are they clustered in one location? So how do you give them the money? A country that we have not even succeeded in having a national identity card registration appropriately. So how do you, so all those theories, all those trial and error, enough is enough. We have tried it since 1973 to date. All the wrong we have been accumulating since 1960, we got independence to date, has brought us to this level. Where are we today in this country? Tell me, when this country was running maybe about 5 major banks, people say, oh, don't give licenses. Today, how many banks do we have? Where are those banks that were owned by government before in those days? Union Bank, First Bank, West African Bank, UBA. There were about 5 banks, commercial banks, owned by government in those days. So today, where are they? Where is Nigeria Airways today? You liberalize. We need to deregulate. Deregulate every segment. Let me give you an example. In democratization, you said there should be universal suffrage. People should have right to choose whom they want to lead them. So in economic management also, you must give people the freedom to decide to buy an expensive item within my income, or to decide to be moderate because my income cannot meet that level. So some of the trips we make in this country, some of the activities we engage in this country, if the economic reality is here,
absolutely,
we will face it.
Dan Kunle, you're making so much sense.
It's not that excuse.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you are making total sense. But thank you very much. We're going to have to leave it there. That was Dan Kunle, oil and gas expert, speaking on the removal of subsidy plan for this year.